In recent years, we've seen a lot of art move out of the arts district. But this spring, an innovative arts organization called IndigenousAF is moving in. So today on CityCast Las Vegas, I talk with Fawn Douglas, co-founder of IndigenousAF, about what this move means to their organization and for all of Las Vegas. It's Monday, February 23rd. I'm Sonja Cho Swanson, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Fawn, we keep hearing that the arts district is becoming basically the brewery district. Why move IndigenousAF in when so many artists are moving out?
The Arts District has been a really amazing place for a number of years. New Art has had its eye on it for a very long time. Over the past 20 something years, there's been art galleries there, happenings there, shows there, plays. There's been so much really
First
beautiful things that are
Fridays.
happening. Yeah, absolutely. First Friday, of course, at the height of that. And First Friday is really just this mecca of cultural gathering, and they've always been great with for us too, to be able to promote our indigenous cultures or things that we have going on. And so to the question, about with arts moving out and where are we moving in, I'd actually like to just say that, arts aren't completely moving out. There are so many pockets of arts that are still there. There's still, the Majestic Repertory Theater. There's the other,
True.
There's like all these different theaters in the area. There's shows that are happening, music, there's beautiful murals everywhere. And so the arts are still there. It is a little different when you see just the climate shifting a little bit, where there are some more restaurants, breweries, and such. But I think the arts should be more visible in the Las Vegas Arts District.
So for you, this has always been kind of like a hotspot for the arts, and you're excited to move IndigenousAF there. But you were talking about the district changing. It's getting expensive in the arts district. I know that there are some gallery owners who've said we had to move out because the rent was getting too damn high. How do you plan to help IndigenousAF thrive despite how increasingly expensive it's getting? And can this be a model for more arts to move back in?
Ooh, I feel like IndigenousAF being a model about how arts are returning to the arts district, or, being a part of that fabric. I don't think that we're the rule, but rather the exception. And with our story, when we really think about it and look back, it is very exceptional what we've been able to do. And not everybody has been able to do this. I mean, our story really started back in 2020, really 2019, when my partner, A.B. Wilkinson, and myself were looking for a space for some art studios. We wanted to do an art studio, gallery, community center. We wanted to have this hub going, and we found it. It just happened to be that there was the Sharia Tefillah Congregation Temple were selling their old synagogue and adjoining buildings on Maryland Parkway. And so we approached them and to see if it was possible. And we certainly couldn't afford it, to be honest. They wanted to sell all of it together. It was all or nothing kind of deal. And there were several investors and people who had, their pulse on it. And so we're just like, oh, we're practically going to be put out of the game on this one because so many other people want it. But what happened was really a change in, the world, and the COVID pandemic was happening. So everybody who had their bids into this building automatically removed their bids from the building. And we were the last person kind of standing. And so even with our low ball, we just had a little bit, checked on our savings and retirement kind of thing. And like, all right, just put it up to the creator. If it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's not, whatever. But that happened. And it was just this perfect storm. Like, all right, I guess we own this building now. And so over the years, we've been able to have amazing installations, amazing exhibitions, community events, Final Fridays, which we call, because we do it the last Friday of the month, where we bring community in, do art projects, have some food and the music, and just vibe with everybody. And it's been so much fun. And so with 5 years of experience doing this work, we were able to leverage that into applying for a loan to get a building. Because we've been
Hmm.
looking, I mean, we have the space where the artists are making the things. We don't have the foot traffic on Maryland
Okay.
Parkway like the Arts
Right.
District
Right.
has.
Yeah, just to give a little context, you're just south of the 100 Circle Park, and that is a really, really busy, like multi-lane street. Lots of visibility from cars, but again, like you said, not a lot of foot traffic, right?
Yes, that's correct. It's like people are driving by there. I mean, they're passing
Mm-hmm.
that way on their way home from work kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's like, it's there aren't many people just walking, on that street. So we've had the space and we've had artists making the things, but again, just like we want them to be successful. We've had these pop-up sales, we've had these Indigimart, other different events
Mm-hmm.
that we've had where we've had the vendors out and the artists selling their wares, but that's not a daily thing. That's like, a few times a year kind of thing. And so we've always been looking ahead, like, all right, if we could have a place, where are the arts being sold? Where are people coming to purchase art? It's the Las Vegas Arts District. Even
Mm-hmm.
with the shift in the climate, with galleries shutting down, there are still arts there, and people are coming to the space. Tourists are coming to that area to look for art, bring their families, and to get a different vibe from what they're getting from the strip. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's like we still want to be there, and that's been a goal. This old warehouse that was for sale, we were looking into it, and like, all right, this could be it,
Mm-hmm.
because also, even with property in the arts district, it's few and far between.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean, just the rents I've heard in the arts district have soared in recent years. But I mean, there's also a little bit of, I mean, just to give you a little bit of credit, I mean, I understand that some of it is circumstantial and luck, but you guys have really put together a really careful, thoughtful financial plan for the future of Indigenous AF to make sure that there is that long-term sustainability. Like you've put together, I've seen your pie charts and everything, right? You're putting together a financial future for your organization.
absolutely. And we don't do it alone. We have an amazing board of directors that oversees the work that we're doing. This is a team effort. It's not just myself and my partner, but we have this amazing team and this team that's looking ahead. And it was really the advice of our elders and other community members that said, hey, start a nonprofit. And this is when we got the Maryland Parkway buildings at 1331 South
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, and adjoining buildings, that they were like, get a nonprofit, you're going to be doing art things. You should start this really as you're building and repairing these spaces. And so we did. So because we wanted to have transparency with the community, people wanted to support the work they were doing, and pretty much like, hey, take my money. And we're just like, hold
Mm-hmm.
on to your money. Actually, let us get our nonprofit going so that we can make sure that things are done right. Because when we do this, we wanted to do it good from the beginning. We wanted people to know that their funding was going to greater things, and it's really been just really what's kept us, just walking such a great path, not only for ourselves, our board, our community, but our elders, the youth, and really keeps us focused to have a mission,
Mm-hmm.
to have a vision, really keeps us focused on what the goals are. Because even before New We Art and Indigenous AF, Fawn Douglas, the person, was a strong activist that was, pretty much fist in the air with a lot of different things and issues that were going on. But over the years, there's so many different things that are happening. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I was very much scattered and looking at all the different issues around me and trying to be a part of everything that was happening, all the way up to the Arctic refuge, to
Hmm.
things that are happening in different countries, to,
Yeah.
so many other things.
Mhm.
And one of the things that really put myself and just my place within my activism into perspective was Standing Rock.
Hmm.
And a strong lesson from there was to take the kindling, take the fire from what I've learned there. It was
Mhm.
told to everybody, take
Mhm.
that little bit of kindling and take it home. And what can you ignite there?
This was the pipeline where the
Yes.
indigenous folks and community in solidarity with them stood in opposition to the pipeline. And so that's up in the Dakotas.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And bringing that back and looking around like, all right, what do I care about here? What is happening here?
Hmm.
What is what are the issues that I have within my own community? One, within our Southern Paiute community, and that's, with our lands, our waters, our language, our ways. And it really kind of went out from there because being in an urban setting, it's not just my tribal community, but the larger tribal community, and
Mm,
we're connected to so many other cultures here, which is so beautiful. It's not just Native American, but we have African American, Asian American,
mm-hmm,
everybody that comes to our spaces. Hell, even Maori, come to
mm,
our spaces. And so it's not just about us, but all right, what are we doing, and what do we care about, and what is that connective tissue? And it
mm-hmm,
was the arts. It
mm,
was the arts. It was the arts. It was the education around the arts, and it was that really that glimmer of hope that you bring to somebody's face when they create something, when they're connecting with another community member, when they're connecting with themselves and in their own cultural ways in our spaces. And so that has been a part of our focus when it comes to our nonprofit and being able to work with Indigenous AF, is that we stay focused on that. Doesn't mean that
mm-hmm,
individuals don't care about all the other 100+ things that are happening all around us, but we're keeping our focus on this.
mm-hmm.
And that has really been what has helped me to walk this line for the community through arts and through education with the IAF.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, when I see the Indigenous AF like logo out there in the wild, like on a sweatshirt or something, I think what I love about it is that it's like kind of irreverent and it's a little bit like in your face, and it's so proud, right? It's so proud to say, "Hell yes, I'm Indigenous," like, or "Hell yes, I support the Indigenous voices of this land," right? So I love the name that you chose.
Thank you so much. And it's not just, about being Indigenous. There's a pride there, and there's pride reconnecting with the people through it. But it's not just Indigenous AF as, who we are as Indigenous people, but the AF is really everybody else too, our allies and friends, allies and families,
Oh, I love that.
Afrofuturisms, our
Mm-hmm.
arts facilities. The AF means so many different things.
Step into the movies with the Neon Museum's new movie tour in the heart of Las Vegas. Take a guided walk through real neon backdrops that have actually appeared in some of Hollywood's most memorable scenes over the decades. Your tour starts in the iconic La Concha Motel lobby, which is now the Neon Museum's visitor center, and a key setting in Scorsese's film Casino. Stand where Robert De Niro and Sharon Stone filmed their romantic evening as Ace and Ginger, and then wander the world-famous neon boneyard surrounded by vintage marquees and historic signs. Plus, you'll connect neon landmarks to films like Casablanca, Superman, and The Joe Louis Story. Relive the comedy of Vegas Vacation as you walk among signs tied to Chevy Chase's classic. You'll hear insider stories and fun trivia that bring these movie moments to life and capture unforgettable photos. So join fellow cinephiles on a one-of-a-kind tour that turns the Neon Museum into your own movie set. Check out the Neon Museum's new movie tour and discover how Las Vegas earned its reputation as the entertainment capital of the world through film. So I'm kind of curious, how do we make Indigenous voices more a part of our city's conversations? Like, not just in the arts. I mean, you're doing such incredible work in the arts, but how do we make Indigenous voices a bigger part of our city's conversations overall?
It's really going to be how we add Indigenous voices to the fabric of our city and really letting more people know about us. This store is going to be because it's not just a store.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to come into the Indigenous AF retail store, and they'll be able to purchase, arts and crafts and things made by Indigenous artists, but also local community artists, and being able to step into the second room, which is the YA gallery. And that's going to be the new art portion, the second art gallery,
Mm.
and being able to learn about Native artists. We're really going to be a bridge, to other Great Basin artists. In fact, we've already started collecting art from really amazing elder artists like Jack Malott, who's Shoshone, or Jean Lamar, who's Northern Paiute. And it's like these artists are mentors. These
Mm,
artists are elders. These artists both have also had their own retrospects at the Nevada Museum of Art.
hmm.
And so, why does Reno get to have all the fun?
Yeah, I know, right?
Let,
Seriously. We're finally getting
let's
our own museum soon, I think, in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so we get to
Yeah.
be that connective bridge, from the north to the south as well.
Hmm.
And, letting people know like who we are as native artists. And so when people are coming through, they're not just seeing the art, like, yes, there's things to buy and support. But, you'll be able to walk through the space and learn about the artists, learn about the communities they come from. It's going to be an education for sure. And again, not just for the tourists, but for the locals too.
Hmm. Yeah, and I love that about the Arts District because I feel like it's a place where locals and tourists really like mingle. So you're not creating a venue that's like you said only for tourists, but really for locals as well to come and learn. So is the hope that like this space creates more visibility for Indigenous voices, so you can start to like extend your advocacy in other areas beyond the arts?
Utilizing these artists or this space as a tool for advocacy is really at the heart. It's one of the many threads in this fabric that we have, because the artists are painting or drawing or making in relation to the lands, in relation to culture, in relation to histories, in relation to the present, really.
Hmm.
And when people are coming to learn about us, it's really this additional tool to fighting racism. Because once people learn a little bit more about who we are as Native people, they're expanding their mind and not keeping us in this historical past, but
Hmm.
realizing that we're a part of this community, and we're a part of a very thriving community.
Hmm. So I'm curious, you're opening this space. Do you have an open date for the new gallery, the new space in the Arts District yet?
I wish I did. It'll be
Okay.
this spring.
Okay, this spring. We'll be following all the channels, all the accounts. Very excited. What do you envision for the future of the Arts District?
I actually see, just a bigger overarching area of artists, just popping up, because it's not just the arts district. It's not just like here's this singular space for arts to grow in the city of Las Vegas or Clark County, but I see many pockets of happenings in different areas. And so I know that's kind of going away from the arts district, but
Hmm.
I see a really gorgeous web of culture and people being connected through many different, almost like satellite spots.
Mm,
And that's what I see. It goes beyond the arts district.
yeah. The Arts District maybe is a form of inspiration, like a mothership in a way, maybe for the arts and a place to spring out of. Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot of inspiration that can come from that. Well, we're so excited to see everything that happens with Indigenous AF and the Arts District. We'll be following.
Yeah. And we also have a capital campaign that we have going, and we're looking for additional funding for our space. But we also have a membership option for just community members that want to be a part of what we're doing. And there's
Mhm.
different membership levels that people can get involved in. And there's a lot of perks that are in there too.
That's awesome. So people can learn about that over at indigenousaf.org. Is that the website?
That is correct. Our website is IndigenousAF.org.
Well, Fawn, we're so excited for the opening of the new Indigenous AF space. We'll keep our eyes on it, and we'll see you there this spring.
Sounds great. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Fawn. And that's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, go tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. Don't forget you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.